Hello, I'm Dr. Whisperer. Whisperer, yes. I get that all the time. But yes, Dr. Whisperer. Listen, all the jokes that I endured in school, I'm used to it by now. But nice to meet you. Alright. Now, according to the nurse's report, I already know, but I want to hear from you exactly what happened. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. And keep talking. Just okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see that. Okay. Alright. And this is last night. Okay. How come you didn't come to the emergency room right away? Okay. I understand. Yeah, everyone's definition of emergency. It's a spectrum, it varies. But I'm glad you came in today at least. Okay. Now let me ask you this. When I press here, is it sensitive? Okay, what about right here? Okay. Now I'm going to press on the ears as well. Soreness, okay. What about this one? Okay. Let's see. You know, it's not an area of study that I have undertaken, but I do have some awareness of it. Now, what I will say is that sleep paralysis and sleepwalking, they are two different conditions, and they're actually very common. They're very common. Many people experience sleep paralysis, and many people sleepwalk, you know. But my concern is that with you having injured yourself in that state, that's when I feel like we need to, step in and help to find a solution. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to send you to another doctor to talk about that because they're going to want to delve into the emotional and mental aspect of what could be causing both the sleep paralysis and the sleepwalking. But while you're here with these physical injuries, I'll take care of that and just give you some self-care tips. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's start here. Let me ask you this. How often do you experience either sleep paralysis or sleepwalking? Okay, and then, right. Okay. And so when it occurs, do you always injure yourself or is this the first time? The first time with this severity, okay. So the other injuries, what were they? Okay, right. Yeah. Can I see your arm? Let me just see. Okay, yeah, it's a very, very light bruise now. So when did this one happen? Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking that I don't want you to hold off on this. Okay, after I take care of you today, it would really be beneficial for you, and I encourage you, please, to set up an appointment with another doctor to talk about the sleep. It's such a tongue-tied word. The sleep paralysis and the sleepwalking is a serious thing, okay? And I'll take you out to the nurses and we can help find you an appropriate doctor for that issue, okay? All right, but for these cuts on your face and your ears, and that's almost like a freak accident how that happened. That's so weird. So you fell out of the bed and there were scissors on the floor. Wow. But you didn't actually pick up the scissors and cut yourself. You just kind of rolled on it and it just ended up cutting parts of your face and your ears. Yeah, it's almost like a freak accident, really. But again, it's not a freak accident because it was caused by the sleep paralysis and then the sleepwalking of sorts. Even though usually with sleepwalking, it can be literally getting out of the bed and walking. But you said that first you felt paralyzed. And I'm just talking as I look. First you felt paralyzed and then you tried to move and eventually you could. And then you just kept walking and then fell on the floor to the scissors. Yeah, okay. Yeah, make sure that you remember all of these details to tell the other doctor because they're going to need to know these specifics. And if they want to call me and ask me about your injuries that I'm about to treat, then tell them please do not hesitate because your well-being, it matters to me. Okay? All right, good. Now, let's do this first. Let's see. Okay. All right. This has a special ointment on it that helps to clean up any infection. Okay. And I'm a holistic doctor, and so I like to use natural remedies as much as possible. They've been approved. Okay, all right, so let me just do this. I want you to hold still. Yeah, I'm just going to tap it gently. Does that hurt? Okay, good. Just want to kind of clean it up a little bit. Good, I'm going to tap it on. Okay, good. Now let's get this other side. Okay, now let's work on the ears a little bit since that got cut as well. I'm just going to press in, okay? All right, if you feel any discomfort, let me know. Okay? All right, here we go. Good, you're doing good. Let's get the other one. There we go. Excellent. Good. All right, now. It's interesting that your eyes were unaffected by the fall, which is good. That's good. I don't want more injuries for you, but it's just interesting that it bypassed your eyes. But let me just... Let me just check your eyes for a second, okay? Let's do this. want you to follow the light. Okay, yep. Here we go. Okay, good, good. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, as you know, this is a new office, and so they put me right beside the, I don't know what kind of room it's called, some big old room where the sump pump and all that stuff is. Yeah, and I told them, okay, this is gonna be temporary. Y'all need to find me another office. Right? Really? Oh, okay. Well, you're the first to say it's soothing. It actually gets on my nerves a little bit. But as long as you're good. Okay. There's only two more things I want to do, and then you'll be free to go, okay? Alright, so usually you would dilute tea tree oil with some water, but if you use a very, very small amount, it can be applied directly to the wound, okay? But I would prefer that if you apply it directly to the wound, that you don't use a big old cotton swab, not that. Use a little ear swab, or do what I'm about to do now and just have a little dab on your finger. Okay? Alright, so let me just use my cloths to wipe my hands down. I don't like to do this part with gloves on because I feel that it affects the potency of the tea tree oil. So let's see. Okay. And I'm going to let you take this bottle home with you, and then we're going to give you some more, okay? All right. I have some new glasses, and they're a little snug. I'm going to have to talk to my eye doctor. Okay. This is very strong, so again, and here's the thing, you can dilute it. You can dilute it, but, and if you do dilute it, then you can use a cotton swab. That's fine. But if you're going to use it without diluting it, a very small amount, tip of the finger, or ear swab. I don't know why I keep forgetting ear swab. Okay, let's do this. Okay. And you might feel a slightly warm sensation, okay? All right. And that's it. That's exactly just a little bit. Good. And here's another tip for you. After you, kind of not pour it, but after you kind of dab it onto your finger, as I did, and you apply it to both sides of the face, then you don't have to do a total dab. You can just do this, a little dab, I guess, and then go to the next spot. Okay. There we go. Excellent. Patients ask me that all the time. I can work both my right and my left hand, but sometimes it's just easier to just go like that. So now I get that question all the time. Okay, so last thing. Let me see. Okay, yeah, this one. The right one. All right, now I'm going to apply a small amount of almond oil, okay, just to moisturize the area. And this will actually be a slightly cooling effect to the tea tree oil, okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. And lastly, I'm just going to put a little bit of medical tape on the areas just to make sure that no debris gets into it, okay? And you can remove this. It's like medical Band-Aid. Yeah, yeah. You can remove this once you get home, like after about an hour or two, you know, and you should be fine. Okay. It does look like just regular tape. I know. Don't try this at all. Oh, my hands are wet from the, there we go, from the oil. Okay, so let's have this tape here. Okay, just hold still. Thank you. There we go. Excellent. Now that's like right above the canal. Right, exactly. Yes, so not inside. All right, there we go. Okay, so first of all, do you have any questions or concerns? Yeah, I understand. Well, and that's a valid concern, you know, which is why once you leave here, and actually I'll walk out with you, but once we leave, or you leave, I still have more patience. But once you leave here, I want you to set up that appointment with the doctor so that they can discuss with you the options and treatment for the sleep paralysis and the sleepwalking. Okay? Because I really I don't want this to happen again, and I definitely don't want anything more severe. Okay? I don't want you to be a danger to yourself. Okay? All right. Okay, so for some aftercare treatment, very, very simple. Again, we're going to give you some of the tea tree oil, okay? we're also going to give you some of the olive oil, all right? And we'll give you a small roll of the tape, okay? Oh, and the cleansing cloths. We're going to do that as well, okay? So the process is very simple. You know, of course, you can still wash your face and your ears and all that as you normally would, okay? But when you're ready to treat those areas, start with a cleansing cloth. Yes, even though you may have just washed your face and did all of that, still use those cleansing cloths because they have a special ingredient inside them that is supposed to disinfect the area. So don't just wash your face and think that's okay and you can skip the cleansing cloth. Still use the cleansing cloths. Okay? All right. So just start with that. Just kind of wipe the area down. Then remember, you'll use the tea tree oil, either a little bit on an ear swab or just a little bit on the tip of your finger, and just apply it to the areas. Okay? All right. Then you'll take a little bit of the tea. You know what? I put olive oil on here. Did I say olive oil to you earlier? I can't remember. You can't remember? Oh, it don't matter. It's almond oil. Okay, so put a little bit of the almond oil on those areas. Okay, and then just take a little bit of the medical tape and just put it on those areas and make sure that you don't put it inside your ear. Just put it like on this part, right? Exactly. And then just leave that on for about an hour or two, and then you can take it off and it'll be good to go. And I want you to do that regimen 1 to 2 times a day for 1 week. Then after that, well, set an alarm if you need to, okay? Or get a friend to text you or something to help you. You'll be fine. But yeah, so do that for 1 week, and then after, give us a call and you can come in for a follow-up appointment and we'll check to make sure that everything's okay, and then you'll be fine. But again, go to the other doctor and let's find out what's causing the sleepwalking and the sleep paralysis, you know, because what we did today, we treated, you know, the effects of it and the symptoms in a sense, you know, the injuries of it, but we didn't treat the root problem. And that's what the other doctor is going to take care of for you. Okay? All right, awesome. Let me just take one more look here. Okay, good. Okay. All right, so you're free to go. So we'll go out and talk to the nurse and the receptionist, and we'll get you set up with that other doctor. All right. You feel okay? All right, good. Good. All right, let's go.